Welcome to another tutorial of Profland YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to have a discussion on how you are supposed to work out question to do with paper 1H of GCSE Math. If you're new to Profland YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that in time I'm going to do more tutorials, you'll be notified. So let's dive in so that we can be able to see how you are supposed to work out most of the question in this paper. And something that you have to put into your mind is that this paper is a non-calculator paper, so which means you're not going to show up with a calculator in this particular exam. So we are going to see what are the best ways you are supposed to handle paper 1 of GCSE Math. So let's see the first question that was tested in this particular here, and here you are told that you need to find the HCF. HCF, this is the highest common factor. Let's see, how do you work out a question like that? How do you find the highest common factor? So the best way to go about it and the best way to approach it, you are going to draw a figure like this, and then we shall have 54 here and we shall have 120. Then we start figuring out the smallest number you can use to divide, that can divide this number. We can say 2 can divide these numbers, and this is going to be 27 and this is going to be 60. The next number that can divide these two numbers is 3, and this goes 9 times, and this is going to go 20 times. So you can see there is no number that exists that can divide both of these numbers, 9 and 20. So meaning the highest common factor, let me just write this properly. Highest common factor is going now to become 2 times 3. 2 times 3, which is going to translate to 6. So 6 is the highest common factor in this case. So in the event you are given a question to do with finding highest common factor, that's how you are supposed to go about such a question. Next question that you can be asked to solve, because in GCSE Math you can be asked to find HCF, or you can be asked to find least common multiple. Another question that you can be asked here is the question to do with probability. And in probability, such kind of question, you may be asked to find the missing part here. But for you to work out this, you need to remember that more information will be in a given. So you are told there are twice as many blue counters as green counters. So which means that if you let green counters to be X, then blue counters will be 2X. Meaning that blue will be 2X here, and this is X. Therefore, if you add all these probabilities, it must give you a value equivalent to 1. Probability add to 1. The highest probability is 1. So this is going to be 0.3 plus 0.1 plus 2X plus X, this should add up to a total of 1. So this is going to be 0.4 plus 3X is equals to 1. If we take 0.4 on the other side, we shall remain with 3X is equals to 1 minus 0.4, and then you can see whatever value we shall have after subtracting. Upon subtracting, we're going to remain with what? We're going to remain with 3x is equals to 0.6. And if you divide by 3, you divide by 3. This is going to be x is equals to 0.2. Now work out the probability that Chris will take a blue counter. So the probability of taking a blue counter, remember it was 2x. So probability for blue counter is going to be 2 times the value of x, which is 0.2, and that is going to be 0.4. Probability for a blue counter here is going to be 0.4. And that is exactly what you're supposed to do whenever you are given a question and you are expected to work it out there. Let's see the next question. There are 45 red counters in the bag. Work out the total number of counters in the bag. So we have 45 counters. So which means red counters. So which means 0.3 is going to be 45. So 0.3, that is equivalent to 45. So we can say let the total number of counters be y. Say let total all counters be y. We are assuming that all the counters are y. So meaning that if we know the probability of red, you can see the probability of red here is 0.3. This is 0.3. So meaning that 0.3 times y must give us the 45 they are telling us. So meaning that if you have y, 0.3y is equal to 45, to get the total number of counters in the bag would be 0.3 over 0.3 there. It would be y is equals to 45 over 0.3. And for you to work out question like this, whereby you are not having a calculator, what you are going to do is to times 10 times 10, so that this decimal here will cancel with 10. So you will have 450 divided by 3, and if you divide here, this is going to be actually 150. 150 becomes the value of that. So this is 150 as the total number of counters. So maybe if they wanted you to find the number of green counters, you can take x, which is 0.2, because green were x, so it will be 0.2 times the total value of counters that you are having here. That's in the event they were asking you to work out the number of green counters. Let's look at the next question that you can be asked in GCSE Math. In GCSE Math, you can be given a question to do with quadratics, whereby you are supposed to draw graphs. And of course, here you are given a table which you are supposed to complete so that you can be able to use the information to draw a graph. Here we are given -2. So for us to fill in this place here, it will be y is equals to -2 squared plus -2 then -4. This is going to be actually 4 minus 2 minus 4, so which means that 4 and 4 will cancel out. The answer here will be -2. When x is 0, it will be 0 plus 0, that will be -4 here. And when x is 1, it will be 1 plus 1, which will be 2, minus 4, and that will be -2 there. And this is going to be 2 squared for 2 plus 2 minus 4, and the answer is going to be +2. So you have to ensure, guys, that you are able, or you have to ensure that you substitute the values into the quadratic that is given, so that you can be in a position to complete the table properly. And the next thing now, or the next step, is to plot the points. When x is -3, y is 2. X is -3, y is 2. So you go where x is -3, you move up to where you have your y equals to 2. Next is when x is -2, y is -2. So meaning that x is -2 here, we move down to -2 at that point. We move back to when x is -1, y is -4. This is the point here. We have when x is 0, y is -4. When x is 0, you move down to -4 there. We also have 1, -2, 1, -2 here. We have now 2, +2. Then we move up to this point here. So reaching that point, we can now go ahead and try our level best to draw a smooth line. And that smooth line has to pass through all the points. Smooth line has to pass through all the points. And of course, you are going to use your free hand to draw that. Believe you can be able to draw that. Let's see. Once you have plotted the points clearly, next step is to ensure that your curve is very well and smoothly drawn. Let me just try to see if I can use this software and draw my curve to be smooth curve like that. But I know you can be able to do better than this, because I'm drawing this on my computer. I believe that you can be able to draw that. Guys, if you are new to Proflan YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload more tutorials, you'll be notified. We shall be having more tutorials to come, because you'll be doing your May June exams. I believe I'll be doing more concepts which will be able to prepare you for that particular exam. Now, once you've drawn your graph like that, let's see the question that I asked. Write down the coordinates of the turning point of your graph, the coordinates of the turning point. So the turning point that is we are talking about is this region here, and that is what we call now the turning point. Now for you to be able to determine the turning point, you must understand the scale, because here, if you can look at the figure that we have, this point here is basically 0.5 negative 0.5, and this value is basically 4.2.4, 4.3, around 4.3. So I can say my point is negative 0.5 and negative 4.3, approximately around that value. Yeah, around that value. You just once you plot those points, you can clearly see how those values are going to come out. So ensure the key points here, you have to ensure that you are plotting your points so well, and at the same time you have to ensure that your curve is smooth. Sharpen your pencil so that you ensure that your curve is smooth. The next question that you may be asked in this exam is the solution. They may ask you now, using your graph, solve the equation x squared plus x minus 4 is equals to 0. And with the equation, if they ask you a question like this, what you need to remember is that it has to be, that's the equation that you have plotted. Yeah, they are similar, but the y has been replaced by 0. So where do we have the y-axis equals to 0? We have that at that point and this point. So meaning, if they're asking you to solve this, you are going to read the x values where that graph is going to cut the x-axis, and those are the points where have tried to circle on that graph. So if you are given a question like that, guys, because you are a prof learner, you've come here, you've known how to work out that, feel free to answer those questions like that. Now moving to question number 4, here we are told there are 280 chocolates in a box, 280 chocolates in a box. There are only dark chocolates and milk chocolates and white chocolates here. 1/7 of the 280 chocolates are dark chocolates. So from there we can be able to work out dark. What are the dark chocolates? Dark chocolates. These are going to be 1/7 times 280, which means that 7 can go to 28 4 times, so this becomes 40. We have 40 dark chocolates. The number of milk chocolates ratio, the number of milk chocolates to the number of white chocolate, the ratio of the two is 1:3. Is 1:3. Yeah, the number of white chocolates to the number of dark chocolates is n:1. We are supposed to find the value of n. Okay, so if we want to find milk chocolates and white chocolates, we are going the total number of milk plus milk plus white chocolates. That is going to be actually 280 minus 40. 280 minus 40. So this is going to translate to 240 milk and white chocolates. But we now told that the ratio of milk to white is 1:3. So the total ratio here is 4. So if we want to find milk, we are going to say that this is going to be, milk is 1:3, so it will be 1/4 times 240, and 4 goes to 24 6 times, so this is going to be 60. We have 60 milk chocolates, and then it means that this is an international crisis. Milk chocolates, and then white chocolates is going to be 3/4 times 240, and if you work it out here, you are going to get 4 goes here 6 times, so this is going to be 180. So from here you can see already we have now worked the number of each of the flavor or each of the type of chocolates in this particular question. Now the question is ratio of white to dark. We have white, so the ratio white to dark. What is white? White is 180. That's the white. And then dark is basically dark, we got it to be 40. Yeah, so in that way, chocolates, we have white 180, and in the process of solving that, we have 180 ratio. That if we simplify, 0 and 0 will cancel out. 2 goes here 9 times, and 2 here goes 2 times. Then if you continue dividing here, because here is n is to 1, so we want to remain with 1 on this side, divide by 2, then this means that this is going to be 4.5 ratio 1. That is the ratio of white is to dark. What's the value of n? Just write in the comment section. You are asked to find the value of n. So what's the value of n? Just write in the comment section. Let me go to know whether you can see what n is. Our value of n in this case is going to be what? Just write in the comment section, guys. Let me get to know what you think. What's the value of n at that point? Just waiting to see the comment section so that I can be able to proceed to the next question. Yeah, so let me save this GCSE. Okay, so at that given point, if you are new to Profland YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload more tutorials, you'll be notified. In Profland YouTube channel, I'll be doing more tutorials in maths and physics. So if you're new here, just consider subscribing so that whenever I'll be doing more tutorials on this channel, you'll be notified, you'll be able to learn from me, and also I will be doing more of the predictions. So guys, consider going to the chat section, subscribing. Now let's dive in so that we can be able to look at what are the other areas that were tested in this paper, and what was the best way you could have approached them. So else HCF, we have already covered that, and probability, we have done that. Drawing graphs, already we've done that, and maybe you are given ratios, percentages, and fractions. You can be able to work out that. So I ask you to write this in the comment section so that I can be able to see if you're gonna know the value of n. And the case here, the value of n is 4.5. So we are supposed to say here n is basically 4.5, and that's what you are supposed to do at that point. So we can be able to transfer it down here so that the examiner can be happy. This is just meant to make the examiner happy. 10 milk chocolates from the box are eaten. Does this affect your answer in part? Does this affect your answer to part A? If 10 are eaten, does this affect? No, it doesn't affect because the chocolates the number of dark chocolates and white chocolates has not changed. So we are going to say no, it doesn't affect. No, it does not affect because the number of white and dark chocolates has not changed. Yeah, so that's basically what you are supposed to do. Work out, give your answer in standard form. If you are given a question like this, what are you supposed to do? What's the answer for this? In standard form, you are given 5.7 times 10 raised to power 2 plus 9.8 times 10 raised to power 3. Your answer in standard form. Now, the most important thing that you need to do here is to convert this to ordinary number. So if you are having 5.7 times 10 power 2, it means this is a 10 and 2 zeros. Plus 9.8 times 10 power 3, this means 3 zeros. Then since there is a decimal point here, you will cancel 1 0, so you'll have 5700. Since there is a decimal point here, for you to move it here, you are going to do what? Cancel 1 0, then you are going to say plus 9 point, sorry, no, not point again, because 1 0 cancels the decimal point, so we have 9800. So we need to add let me just correct that. This decimal point moving into this side for us to have 57 will cancel 1 0, so we shall have 570 plus moving this one step backwards so that we have 98, we shall cancel 1 0, so we shall have 9800. Now for us to add this, you have to ensure that you are arranging this properly. 0 0, then we add 570, then we add corresponding, this is ones, tens, hundreds, so this is going to be 0 plus 7 will be 7, 8 plus 5 will be 3, carry 1, and this will be 0. Okay, then for us to write this in standard form, we have to move the decimal point. Decimal point is here, move it 1 2 3 4, so we shall have 1.037 times 10 raised to power 4 in that case. So if you are given a question like that, that is exactly what you are supposed to do, because the first thing that you need to do is to convert that number to as an ordinary number. Then once you've converted to ordinary number, you add or you subtract depending on what you are told in the question. Then from there now you can be able to convert back to standard form. You have another question we are going to look at in the next part. 10 power 4 here, just transferring to make the examiner happy. Wow, we have question 6. We are told that AB, BC, CD, DE are 4 sides of a regular polygon. These are 4 sides of a regular polygon. So, with n sides, BCX is equilateral triangle. So, if you are told BCX is equilateral triangle, so meaning this is 60, this is 60, and also this is 60, because equilateral triangles have all the sides equal. Then further you are told CDXY is a square, so which means that this side here is basically 90 degrees. So this 90 degrees, yeah, and this is 60 degrees. And now they are asking us work out the value of n. So this is quite interesting because you can be able to draw a straight line here. You can draw a straight line like that. And this straight line will mean that this angle here is called the exterior angle. We can be able to find that exterior angle. So if you know how to find that exterior angle, you are good to go. This forms D, C, and up like that, it forms what? 180 degrees. So if we want to know this angle X, which is going to be our exterior angle, it will be 90 plus this 60 that we have here. Then we shall have 180 minus 150. So this angle, exterior angle, is 30 degrees. The exterior angle that we have at this point is basically 30 degrees. But now you have to remember also that number of side is equals to 360 divided by the exterior angle. So you are going to use that relation and say n, which is number of sides, is usually 360 divided by exterior angle, and the exterior angle we have gotten it to be 30 degrees. So if you simplify this, you are going to get your answer being 12 sides. This is 12 sides, so n is 12. So basically that's what you are supposed to do in this question for you to work it out. Let me just transfer this down so that when you are checking when you will be checking in my Patreon page to download this PDF that I'm working out here, you can be able to access. So this is n is 12. So we're going to say here this is 12. N is 12. In question number 7, you are told to simplify this. We know that 3 into 2 minus m squared means you multiply again 2 minus m. Yeah, it means you multiply again 2 minus m. I think this software now is disturbing because I need to I have to close it again. I turn it on. It's really giving me trouble, so I have to turn it on again so that we can be able to proceed and work out that question. So whenever you are given question to do with simplifying expression like that, you have free to remember how whether you are going to expand, and when you expand that, what is it going to become? Let's see, what is it going to become? Let's see what it becomes here. Yeah, so we are having 2 minus m here also over 2 minus m. This and this will cancel out. Then if you expand here, you are going to have 2 minus m, 3 times 2, again 3 times minus m. This becomes 6 minus 3m. Now that becomes our final answer in that particular case. So basically that is what you are supposed to do. What about inequalities? If you are given a question to do with inequalities, will you be able to work out such question? Now look at this. You are having this. So the first thing I'll do here, if I was doing this exam, I will multiply by 2 all through. So I'll multiply every term by 2 here and here by 2. So which means that the first bracket here, if I multiply this 2 that is down here will cancel with this, and then but this 8 will be multiplied by 2. So meaning that the first term here will be 14 plus this is going to be 2x less than or equals to 5x, and this is going to be minus 16. That's my mulango. Minus 16. Then we are going now to put the like terms together. So I'll move this on this side and I'll move 16 on the other side, and this is going to be 14 plus 16 is less than or equals to 5x minus 2x. So if you put this together, you are going to get 30, isn't it? This will be 30 less than or equals to, this is going to be 3x, because 5 minus that we shall have 3x, then divide by 3, divide by 3. So if you cancel that and that, you shall have basically 10 is less than or equals to x, which means that x is greater than or equals to 10. So that is basically what you are going to do in the process of working out this question. And I believe you can be able to see, you've learned on how you are supposed to solve this. So we can say this is x is greater than or equals to 10 as our final answer. Then another possible question that can be asked is whereby you are supposed to work out what we call compound inequalities. Now for you to work out such kind of a question, you are going to work out each of them separately. So you will work out this part up to that, and that is going to be what? Let's see, what is it going to be? If you work it out, what is it going to be? It's going to be 9 is less than 2y plus 4. That's the first inequality that we shall be working on. And we're going to take 4 on the other side, so it becomes 9 minus 4 less than 2y. So I need to believe that this software is not planning to fail us. 2y, and then that's going to be 5 less than 2y. Divide by 2, divide by 2, so it will be so that's going to be 5 over 2 is less than y. We have worked out that part. The next part will be working on this part here. which is going to be 2y plus 4, which is less than 12. So we shall take 4 on the other side. We shall have 2y, sorry, is less than 12 minus 4, and 2y is going to be basically less than 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So we shall have y is less than 4. So now we have two inequalities. So we have to work around and see how do we combine this. How do we combine once we have gotten this? We are going to say this is going to be what? Y at the middle. Then you shall say why this y is basically greater than 5/2. Let me change this. It's greater than 5/2. Yeah, so I think again I have to close this software. I turn it on so that it can continue working. Now, I know the screen is dark right now. Take this point to like this video, subscribe, and also consider sharing this channel to your friends. As we are going to finish on this part that we have here, we shall be doing our live tomorrow and continue with these kind of questions. So remember to check and stay tuned, stay around. Tomorrow, a time like now, you can be able to see how we are going to work out more parts on that. So let's finish this part. We are now combining the inequalities that we have here. We shall say y is greater than 5/2, y is greater than 5/2, but y is less than 4, So that's how you're going to combine these inequalities, and we shall say greater than 5/2, less than 4. So that's what you are supposed to do in question like that. So you may be given question which have compound inequalities, and the examiner expects you to work out that. So check the link in the description so that you can be able to see how are we supposed to work out this particular tutorial. If you are new to Program YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I upload another tutorial, you'll be notified. Also remember to check out our Patreon page so that you can be able to access different PDF regarding some of the PDF I usually share in this channel. See you guys. See you in the next.